Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pine Cove Farms here in Farm Simulator 19 with me, CWATTYESO. It is the start of a lovely new day. We have got crop and weeds on our field. Now I've just brought the fence down here just to do a quick test to see if I'm doing any crop destruction. I'm not, which means I should actually be able to mechanically weed the weeds on this field, which means I should be able to get the extra fertiliser stage for free, which means I don't have to use my sprayer parked at the top of the field. So that's what I'm going to do. That's how we're going to start today's episode, everybody. I did say I was going to kick on and I was going to skip ahead several days until the horses were ready and things like that, just to try and get to a point where we can actually make a bit of progress. But seeing as the weeds are available, I want to actually see if this, because so far I've not actually seen this mod work properly. The one that gives you fertiliser for weeding, because of how the game works. When I've used this weeder in the past, I've had weeds on the field but no crop, and therefore the game doesn't think the field state has changed from when I seeded and blah 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of reasons why when I've tried this mod so far in the save I've not seen the result from it, but today I should. I have temporarily paused the game speed so that, turn the weeds off, like you say, you could see a lot of this field is only single stage fertilised. The headlands and everything we know are done, because we did that with the chops, with the harvester, when we do the when we have the swath disabled and we're just blowing all the chopped material out the back. All that chopped material goes on the ground and basically turns into fertiliser, as it would do in real life when it rots down and degrades. But yeah, I'm going to see, because if this obviously does its job and works as it's meant to do, then perfect. It saves me using a whole load of chemical fertiliser, which saves me some money today, doesn't it? And saving money is always a good thing. You can never save too much money. I mean, I know we're up to 684,000 at the minute, but that's still a long way from being able to afford to buy another field. So yeah, we're just burning through the weeding very quickly. Again, a task that is normally made a lot easier if you have the GPS mod installed, because you know exactly where your rows are. I'm kind of probably overlapping a lot more than I ever would normally, because I can't really see. That's one thing I will say. With this crop planted on the field and the weeds in their current growth, it is very difficult to see where you need to actually be driving and where you have driven. But yeah, I got the sorghum planted. That's all in the ground, nicely nice. And so that's all looking very good. So there you go, look. Weeds. We've got double fertiliser. We have got double fertiliser. Yeah. However, I have missed a bit down the bottom of the field, so I'll need to go and do that again. I guess you could say, yeah, this isn't great, obviously, because I'm doing a terrible job of weeding the field because I'm missing strips everywhere because I can't see enough of the field to tell where I actually needed to be. I'm going to do the bit I missed, which is all this bit. And then I need to do that little strip that I've also just missed. Again, it makes it so hard when you can't see this on the mini-map. This information, and it's one of the things I hope from Farming Simulator 22 is that the mini-map shows more actual real-time data when you're doing jobs on fields. I would love to see an overlay on the mini-map right now showing me where the weeds are, so I can see what parts of this field I have weeded and what parts of the field I still need to weed. You know, they added active overlays into precision farming, the precision farming DLC that came out. Obviously, you can actually use that to see where you've fertilised, where you haven't. It updates in real time as you're driving around the old Maparoni. And yeah, we just need that extending for every other field task in the game: cultivating, ploughing, seeding. You know, when we're on the field working, let's get an active overlay on that mini-map so we don't have to keep coming into this menu every time I want to and need to check if I've missed any bits. Yeah. Monday today, Monday 19th of July, the day here in the UK that apparently the UK government has decided that, you know, COVID-19 is no longer a thing, doesn't exist anymore. All restrictions on everybody has been lifted. Everyone's allowed to go back to their previous lives, pre-COVID lifestyles. So yeah, can't wait to see how that blows up spectacularly in everybody's face. Won't be making any difference to me. I'm still going to carry on doing what I've been doing the last 6 years, which is staying indoors, staying away from people, and playing farm sim every day. It's not going to affect me. The one thing that will affect me going forward is that I have decided that if I do ever go out for if I do have to leave the house for any reason and go anywhere for any reason, I am still going to wear a face mask. I'm still going to be wearing a face mask. I've decided. I'm not going to go out without one now. This whole COVID situation and everything has shown me that actually wearing a face covering is very good, because not only does it protect you from COVID, it also protects you from all those other things as well, like normal colds and flu, as well as all like the dodgy tummy bugs and the puking bugs and the diarrhea bugs that everybody picks up and spreads about, you know. over the course of the last year, I've not had any illnesses, which is fantastic for me, because obviously with all my already pre-existing health issues, I really don't want to be getting any kind of illnesses or bugs or anything on top of those. I have enough to deal with every single day without the added complications of those things. So me wearing a face mask when I have gone out, and my, avoiding contact with people and distancing from people, has meant that I've actually had one of the better years health-wise, from the perspective of I've not got any colds, flus, tummy bugs, anything like that, So that, to me, indicates that really wearing a face mask in public should actually be probably compulsory forever. It stops people spreading germs and spreading diseases and stuff and plagues, and we'd all be so much better off for it. I think of like the economy, businesses, companies. Surely they must look at things and think, hang on a minute, if our employees don't get sick because they're wearing face masks, when they're out and about, when they're travelling out and about in the real world, they're going to be at work more. We're not losing, we're not losing productivity because of absenteeism, sickness and stuff like that. So the company is far more productive because the staff are always there. The staff don't get sick, they don't take time off. That's got to be sure. So I'm surprised like companies aren't making a big song and dance about the whole, no, we should still enforce face masks going forward, because it stops and helps prevent people from getting sick. So yeah, for me, I will always wear a face mask now, and I will continue to do so for as long as I'm living and breathing on this planet. For the rest of my days, the rest of my life, I will wear a face mask if I leave my house and go anywhere. And if people challenge me about it, and people tell me I can't go into a shop or I can't go somewhere because I refuse to take my mask off, then I will probably take some action against them. Because again, why should they do something that could have a serious impact on my well-being? Like I say, I'm an extremely vulnerable person when it comes to picking up germs, so I don't want that. Nobody should be able to tell me that I can't wear a mask and put myself at risk. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. I think I'm doing okay. So as soon as I've got this field weeded, we'll crank the time back up to its normal speed that I play on, and then we'll take it from there. I might have to go and move the sprayer, of course, because he's probably going to get in my way. Oh, I'm terrible at this driving and seeing where I've been. I've missed another strip there, look. People would have said, I know what people, and see, the other reason for trying to fertilise like this is because ultimately with the sprayer, I would have had to fertilise the field, drive all over. I would have then had to have gone and emptied the sprayer. I would have had to have refilled it with obviously herbicide, And then I would have had to come back and spray the whole field again. I hate that. I go into the menu. I'm trying to steer the vehicle at the same time as go into the menu. That doesn't work. I then start changing what screen I'm on in the menu. And the tractor is driving into trees. So yeah, I just need to focus on this. Doing one job at a time. Like I say, having active HUD elements would be such a benefit in this game. Because then I wouldn't need to keep constantly having to press that button to bring this screen up so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, by being able to fertilise like this, look, and remove all the weeds and everything. Although apparently it's missed some weeds there for some reason. It's missed a square of weeds. I'll have to double back for that, I think. So yeah, this functions. So for people who actually do like weeding with mechanical weeders, this mod could be there. This mod is probably really very helpful and super beneficial to you. Because like I say, it can save you. I'm able to remove the field, the weeds, and fertilise with one piece of equipment one time. Whereas, like I say, to do it with the sprayer, I would have to drive around the field twice. I would have to drive around the field once with the fertiliser, and then I'd have to drive around the field again after emptying the fertiliser and refilling the sprayer. To be able to remove the weeds, which means twice as much work for the sprayer. Twice as much work for the sprayer and twice as much work for me, whereas, like I say, this is doing it all in one go, which is super helpful. Now obviously if I was using guidance steering, it would be even easier and even quicker to do this, because I would have my rows set up and I would just be able to GPS up and down the field, and I wouldn't keep missing bits, and I wouldn't have to keep doubling back to do portions of the field that I've missed. It would all work, you know, perfectly. But yeah, it's nice that I haven't had to use the fertiliser sprayer. Because again, the problem with the fertiliser sprayer is that when I unload it, the fertiliser sprayer, I get pallets, and then I have to put the pallets in a tanker to be able to put the contents of those pallets back into storage. And that's a flipping pain. If I could just empty the sprayer straight into the storage, much better, much happier. So why did it not remove the weeds from here? I went over a bump. There we go. All weeded. Job done. Happy days for all concerned. So yeah, the sprayer was not required, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, but course, that just worked out perfectly today because the crop was in its first growth stage, which allowed me to use the weeder, and the weeds were in the first growth stage, which enabled me to use the weeder. The problem is later on, like we saw in the previous video, where if the crops are at different growth stage, if the field is in anything but the first growth stage, I can't use the weeder because I will do crop destruction, which is a bit of a problem, massive problem. And same goes for if the weeds have moved out of their first growth stage, then I can't use the mechanical weeder. So yeah, the opportunities to use that machine are not great. I think we'll agree. It's a little bit limited in the window in which you can use that tool. But when you can use it, boy is it helpful. So yeah, don't need this guy. Sorry, I got your hopes up. Unless there's any fertilising contracts I can run off and do today whilst we've got this open. And the answer to that is no. There's a couple of herbicide spraying contracts, but no actual fertilising spraying contracts. So yeah. This is why I'm going to fast forward, folks, and get a little bit further ahead with things, because ultimately right now there's not a lot I want to do. Yeah, there's sowing contracts. Yes, there's a couple of cultivating contracts, but again, we've done those in the last couple of videos, so I'm kind of wanting to do a bit more around my own farm and spend more time working my own farm than working everybody else's. So yeah, let's now I think I've added a mod today. Do I need to be at the house? I wonder if I... Yes. I can fast forward through the day because I can now. I've got the sleep anytime mod added today, which lets me just basically fast forward the whole day and skip whole days at a time. That is a mod that honestly I could see me adding to servers in the future. So you can sleep at any point to fast forward, which is particularly great if you're playing on the server and it's raining and you can't harvest your crops. So being able for players to be able to sleep and fast, because players can't alter the speed on servers, the game speed, and I can't change the game speed on the server unless I log in with my super secret server admin details. Which makes it a nightmare, because I've got to remember every time I log into the server, I've then got to go into the menu and log in as the server admin as well. Right, field 1, potato harvest contract for potatoes. Yeah, 74 grand. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably not going to do that. Field 13 is a wheat harvest. There is some seeding. So field 3 with sorghum. Field 3 is the field that I'm actually thinking of buying very soon. We could plant field 3. We could actually do a couple of planting contracts. Because 3, 7 and 8 are very close to the farm. Now, if we go over here, look, there's field 3, right next to us, and 7 and 8 are just across the road. So actually, if I queue those up, I can be working through those. 7, 3, and 8. I'm going to use my own seeder and equipment. I'm not going to use anything different. Horses, how are the horses doing? They're up to 56 grand. Look at them. We'll be ready to sell those soon. Right, let me go grab the little tractor wherever I've left him. Big one's over here, so where have I left the little one? After I last used it, is he up here somewhere? Probably. There he is. Right in front of the seeder. Perfect. I'm not going to put fuel in him just yet. Right, we're going to need some seed. So let's fill him up. He has got fertiliser in him, which is a little bit of a shame, because I didn't really want to use fertiliser on a contract, but hey ho, what can you do? Okay. Right, so field 3 sorghum, isn't it? I think was the first contract. Field 3 sorghum, field 7 is sunflowers, field 8 is wheat. Okie dokie, let's go start on field 3. Lol, it'd be funny if I plant this now and then I actually buy the field and get to harvest it later. I'll buy the field when it's ready to harvest, and then we get basically a free sorghum crop. But we got paid to plant as well. I'm not I wouldn't technically class that as field flipping, because obviously we wouldn't be selling field 3 after we've harvested it. We would be keeping field 3 and it would be ours forever and ever and ever. But you got to admit, it does seem a bit funny that I could potentially get paid for planting a crop that I'm then going to be able to harvest and sell later on for my own self. Lovely foggy morning. Lovely foggy morning. A bit cloudy, a little bit overcast. Probably means there's probably going to be rain in another day later on when the clock ticks on a bit. So yeah, we'll work through these contracts. Yeah, the potato harvesting contract, although it's 70 odd grand, I'm not gonna do that with no disrespect, but I'm not gonna do that using that potato harvester. I don't like it. I don't like that potato harvester. And that trailer and tractor combo, that is so small. The amount of carting you would have to do to clear all the potatoes off of that field. I've done potato harvesting contracts recently on the multiplayer server, and I've done 6 sugar beet harvesting contracts back to back on the multiplayer server. Yeah, root crops at the minute I'm kind of happy to skip. I'm kind of happy to avoid. Of course, the problem is that I don't actually have. Oh no, they do potatoes and sugar beets. Yes, they do. They do. And there's the Panther Special by Stevie, so that's the one you want, because that does the carrots and onions as well. Okay, so yeah, that's the machine we would need to buy eventually if we're going to do all the crops on this map. So we need the headers. We would need the headers for that too, which I'm going to guess are under there. Nope. Nope. Where's Stevie put them? The under miscellaneous. Yes. Carrot header, onion header. It said it would harvest sugarcane as well, didn't it? That machine, but I don't see a sugarcane header anywhere. I just see onions and carrots as separate headers. That's a little bit. I must admit that's something I don't quite like when mods do that, because I've got to spend, you know, 138 grand on 2 headers to harvest 2 crops. Just give me one header that harvests everything, that does potatoes, sugar beets, carrots, onions, the lot. You know, these headers will do potatoes and sugar beets, but again, I've got to spend 79 grand on one of those. So now we're looking at over 200 grand for headers, and I've got to have 3 of them. Yeah, it's bit weird. I'd much prefer having one header that does everything and one harvester that does everything. So yeah, that will apparently do sugarcane, but I don't see a header for sugarcane. Unless I have to buy one of those. But that goes on the back. Yeah. I'm not sure on that one, Stevie. Stevie, you're going to have to fill me in there on how I harvest sugarcane using that harvester, because I can't find a header for it. So yeah, we'll get these contracts, these selling contracts done. 3 of them. I'll get them completed. And like I say, the next video I will bring you back. I will probably have gone for a couple of days to the point where our sorghum on field 2 here is definitely ready to harvest and is fine. So yes, folks, thank you for watching today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you all again very, very soon in the next episode, in the not too distant future. But for now, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe. And goodbye from me.